just tie them up and leave them exposed where they cannot hide themselves. For some people, just being restrained and struggling against that restraint is enough. For some people, they like that and more. I want to be ashamed. I want to be humiliated. You actually beat someone.
Oh, wow.
And they enjoy that because your body's reactions, it releases endorphins. What really got me excited was rope bondage.
To the uninitiated, how would you describe this world of the BDSM scene? Like, why does it exist and what is it all about? Like why do people seek out such experiences?
Okay, so this whole world of BDSM, a lot of it is psychological. Conservative societies actually breed more kinky people. Because it becomes a taboo. And when you start exploring these taboos and breaking these societal conventions, etc., these are things where people find excitement doing.
They feel the empowerment
Yes,
or the
empowerment.
empowerment in the depowerment.
Yes, you put it that way, yes.
Right.
So there are C-suite people who come to me and they are seeking that release.
From responsibility,
yes.
from control.
Exactly. And they're like, I just want to feel like I have no responsibilities.
You want to feel powerless.
Yeah. I want to try. I want that experience. Essentially, I want to feel like I have no weight on my shoulders.
Wow.
And then I go, yes, give me that responsibility, I'll take care of you. So I tell them what to do, I do stuff to them, and so it's a very interesting thing. Yeah. And a lot of people, like, there are many different layers of like kinkiness.
Wow.
To some people, being rough is a kink because in society we're taught that, women are precious. You cannot how can you be like guys,
abrasive.
Guys, it's fine. Yes, you can smack each other, you can push each other and things like that. Yeah. That's fine. But a girl, you don't touch a girl. So for me, it started that way too.
Wow.
I chanced upon impact. So impact is where you actually beat someone.
Oh, wow.
And they enjoy that because your body's reactions, it releases endorphins.
Wow.
Yeah. And these endorphins then, kick you into that happiness, that high.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So if people ask them, what's your kink? Then they say, I like to be beaten.
Yeah, spanked. Yes, exactly. And so there are people who love that. And when I watched that porn, like, I think that was really young, when I was like 14, 15. I was like, this is wrong.
This is wrong.
How can you be hitting someone? And you're like, no.
It's too much, right?
Yeah, I can't do this. But what really got me excited was rope bondage.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was so intricate, so beautiful. The rope was beautiful and everything. And then they started beating the girl. I was like, no, but yes, but no.
Yes, but no.
So yeah.
No means yes, yes means no.
Yeah. And so interestingly, there was this conflict and I had to resolve this conflict. So I did more searching, more research. And I realized that, wow, this whole universe
is deep.
Yes.
Deep.
And so there are many different levels, right? One, maybe like being rough, spanking, choking. Actually, choking is one of the most risky activities.
It's like the life and death kind of thing, right? Yeah.
And a lot of people just like take it so
too far,
flippantly. Like they think, choking is so easy. It's not. There's a lot of technique that comes to it. Yeah. And people with heart conditions actually should
some
not.
issues, right? Yeah.
should not engage in
For
choking.
this ride, if you have heart issues, do not get on this ride. Or
Yes,
people
you must
below
be
this
this tall.
height, must be this tall to get on this ride.
Exactly. Knowing that there are so many things that go into your brain, like there's so many tastes and preferences of people, where even like fear is an amazing thing to play on.
Yes.
And using this fear to trigger you to a different level is part and parcel of BDSM as well.
Wow.
I've been tying for close to a decade.
Oh, you've been
Yes.
tying the enthusiasts.
Yes, exactly. I've been tying people, enthusiastic people who want to be
Who
roped
want
up.
to explore this art form.
Yes.
Wow.
For close to 10 years. And, I mean, I started off like just fiddling, not knowing what I was doing.
Yes.
Now when I look back at the photos, I'm like,
Amateur.
this is atrocious. My goodness.
Look at the knots here.
Yes. And in 2018, 2017, 18? Yeah, 2018, I told myself that, hey, I think I should be a little more serious in my education. And, I just want to do things better. So where else to go than to the source?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, so I took a trip to Japan. It was an amazing holiday as well.
Wow.
And it's quite difficult because Japanese people don't like speaking English.
Correct. They really hate speaking English.
They know English, but they hate speaking English
Yes,
because they're not good at it.
Yeah, correct.
And it's a Japanese Korean thing where you don't show your weakness.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
a very
and-
Asian thing. Yeah.
And it's interesting. So I had to engage my teacher using an interpreter.
Wow.
Yeah. And just spending 5 hours just conversing and making sure that I got the interpretation right, the whole essence of, because Japanese is like Chinese.
Oh yes, that's true.
If you translate it
In a
to
way,
English,
in a way,
yes,
yeah.
sometimes
It's
the
not-
essence
it's not right,
lost.
right,
Yeah. So like just sitting there and understanding and asking him to explain it in a different way
Wow.
so that I could understand was
The nuances
was
and what the
very
accuracy.
precious.
Right. Wow. That's
So people who want to go learn, first, like if you want to go to Japan and learn the style of tying, you can learn the tying on your own, and you should learn the tying on your own. I spent only 1 or 2 hours, like learning patterns.
Wow.
The rest of the time, I spent 15 hours over 3 days with Naka. And the rest of the time, was really just sitting there, drinking, talking, picking his brain. That's the most precious thing. I think it also comes from my educational background.
Yes. As an educator.
Where as an educator, you realize that skills are the basic. Anyone can learn skills. That is the technical level of
Yes.
things. But when you go up, then there is an understanding, that there is a philosophy. So to understand what he does and why he does it was more precious to me.
Okay.
So people can adapt his style, but he wants them to find their own style.
Oh, it's a true level of the
And-
craft such that the craft will blossom and be developed by different people.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I think a lot of Westerners, like people who try to adopt the style, must realize that even in our culture, like Chinese culture, it's always an adaptation.
Yes.
There's always that fluidity and that flow, and like if you look at running water, like if you take a snapshot, there is never a moment where the river looks the same.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
so you can have the same picture, but you must come out in it. Yeah, and essentially the whole idea of just rope bondage is just be as perverted as you can. Yeah. So essentially, just putting someone in a lewd,
like a
bringing out
contortion, right?
because Japanese people are so conservative.
Yes.
That they want to feel embarrassed.
The extremes, right?
Yes, they want that. I want to be ashamed. I want to be humiliated.
You want to be brought to the edge of shame, something like that, right? Yeah.
And to bring that out in their tying and the whole video experience.
Yes.
That is amazing, and that is the true, that I wouldn't say true, but that is one of the ways of bringing out the essence of that form of sadism and masochism.
Then where does the slapping or the beating play into both rope, bondage and BDSM, or are they like separate things to master?
They can be separate. They can be part and parcel. All these things are tools.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they are the best tool for the job.
A large toolbox.
Yes, exactly, a large toolbox. Yeah, so if you master more things, there are more things at your disposal. You can use a hammer to hammer everything, but sometimes that finesse of having a screwdriver is more important. So bringing that person to a different place takes different strokes for different blows, right? Yes. So for some people, just being encased, being like restrained and struggling against that restraint is enough. For some people, they like that and more.
Wow.
Yeah, and so you can bring in the rest of the smacking, the impact.
The toolkit.
Yes, the toolbox. There is this concept in at least what I've gathered. There's this semi concept where it is like attacking. So there are different ways of attacking someone.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can put them in compromising positions where it's very stressful for the body. There are things where you just tie them up and leave them exposed, where they cannot hide themselves. There are ways where you put heavy weights on them so that they feel that essentially your brain just works against you. Have you heard of the thing where they drip water on your forehead?
Oh yeah, that's like the CIA torture tactic, right?
And it's just so simple, it's just water. But that is also a concept of semi, where you are attacking the person
through drips of water.
Yeah.
Wow.
So all these things like beating someone and like as a form of punishment.
Yes.
It brings back all your memories of childhood. For some people, even that is catharsis.
Is that some trauma fetish?
Yeah, maybe. Like a lot of people, they theorize that all these things also come from trauma, and there are a lot of people who have taken it and have healed from this trauma. So
guys, if you need some trauma healing, you might want to engage in some BDSM with Aerie or whoever is your one. But before you engage with such services, on the internet there are many scams and lots of dangers, which is why you got to use our sponsor today that has very kindly sponsored this episode, Tourist VPN. Use Singaplex 100 to get free premium VPN so that you can surf the internet and stay safe. This whole like subculture may have arisen because like you said, Asians were very repressed. And do you think this repression comes out and then it needs an outlet to go to?
Definitely. I always think that creativity and like you cannot stifle people's expression.
You cannot stifle the human soul.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many dystopian writings about people who have been forced into your utopian society where everyone has a function.
Yes,
It
yes,
is
yes,
true, but you cannot prescribe function to people.
Yes.
And everyone will be different.
So at the end of the day, I guess humans, we just want to have positive experiences with other humans,
Yes.
right?
Definitely.
And that is, and then the world gets in the way, right? Whether it's like money or advantages or circumstances or jobs or life issues, right? They all get in the way of having, positive connections with other human beings.
Especially when society is telling you that you have to one up the next person.
Yeah.
To get
Very
ahead.
sad. Very,
Yeah.
It's like very sad,
So
yeah.
everyone is looking for love. It's really not just about sex. And if you keep like giving yourself that delusion that I love me because of my fucking, then you're just a fucker.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Your sex life will not have any depth to it as well.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah, which will be very sad. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, we've all been there, guys. Where do you see the creator scene or economy evolving?
People get to live vicariously through
Other people.
creators. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. The best people who will succeed are the people who are authentic. Like if you want beauty and everything, AI will take over. Yeah.
Your perfection. If you're looking for
Yes,
perfection,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
You
So
will never
if-
fight AI. Yeah.
You will get people generating different things through AI.
Yeah.
And there are some things where you don't know what's real and what's
Yeah,
fake.
that's true. That's true.
And to then know that there is a real person behind that account.
That's true.
I think that's where the direction of
Yeah.
like the market will go.
On that note of
Yeah.
thinking about the creator economy and the world of, content creation and being yourself, I want to thank you on behalf of all our viewers, myself and our crew as well. Thank you for taking the time to come on the Singaplex After Office Hours podcast. And this has been an excellent conversation, and we wish you and your fans well in the journey of business development, sales and marketing.
Exciting. Yes.
Thanks, Aerie.
Thank you so much.
Like, subscribe, and see you around.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.